no, you're out of here. I don't want to talk to you anymore. Mikanosh. I want to put this shade all over my face. Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. That was super sweet of you. As is wintertime daylight savings tradition, my hands are incredibly white looking today because the sun is in a weird spot. I'm sorry, it'll move shortly, I guarantee it. And wow, today's video is difficult to get into because Bert is being so cute over here. Look at him, he's playing with a little baseball on the bed. What handsome man. Look at him looking at that baseball. Oh, he's gonna get it. Oh, he's almost got it. Oh, have to bathe. Okay. But back to business. What do we normally talk about in the beginning of the video? Of course, my earrings. These earrings are from Mossy Bean. They're some of my favorites, my little stars and moons, and they have little blue jewels on them. I'm also wearing my Alley Joy Jewelry butterfly choker today. You know I had to give you the butterfly clips, but that's not what this video is about. You did not click on this video to watch me get incredibly distracted by Bert and to talk about my accessories, or maybe you did, in which case that's wildly specific, but I appreciate you being here. Now, you clicked on this video because you, like me, have an interest in the Ace Beautē Oceanic Palette. First of all, look at how beautiful this packaging is. It is gold, it's reflective, it's got seashells on it, but I know you want to see the inside. It's so beautiful. Oh my gosh. Look, there's my camera. Hi, how's it going? This is one of the most beautiful color stories I've ever seen. I am so excited. I got this palette because Ace Beautē had a Cyber Monday / Black Friday sale that is actually still going on. The day I am posting this is the last day of the sale, so you have until midnight tonight to get this palette. So if you decide you like it by the end of the video, then today's your last day to get it. So just keep that in mind. But I got this for 45% off. For an indie brand, that's like such a huge discount. Indie brands can't always afford to do discounts like that because, you know, they're independently owned. You know, they usually don't have as much money as like a big company like Natasha Denona or Maybelline would have. So I was so excited to see that they had 45% off, and I had been wanting to try this brand for forever, so I'm so glad that I finally did it. And now today we are going to play with it together. I'm going to be showing you some swatches, even though I don't think swatches always do a palette justice, but I know that you want to see swatches because I would want to see swatches, so I'll be showing those to you. And then of course we'll be doing a look together. So this is going to be kind of a review, but also a first impressions. I don't feel like I give this disclaimer enough that when I do a review video and it's my first time using something, that's not really a fair review. You gotta use something at least like 10 times before you know if you really like it. At least sometimes. Sometimes I use it the first time and I can already tell I'm gonna love something, so we'll see how that goes with this, but this is my first impressions. But a little bit about Ace Beautē before we get into the video. Ace Beautē, as I said, is an indie brand. They are also a Black woman-owned brand, which is awesome, and they are also a cruelty-free brand, which again is awesome. I couldn't find if they were completely vegan. I did see that this palette is completely vegan, so that is great. I believe that probably means not all of their products are vegan, but I would have to check on a product by product basis, but I know that this is vegan, which is very cool. And also they ship worldwide, so that's great for my international viewers. If you are watching and you don't live in the United States, can you tell me where you live? I think that's so interesting. I would love to know where you live and to chat about all of the beautiful things about your country. But that's not what this video is about. So if you want to see my review / first impressions of the beautiful Oceanic palette and you want to see me do a look with it, then I encourage you to please subscribe and keep on watching. It's coming at you right now. Alrighty, so let's start off with some swatches. This beautiful palette has 15 shades total, 9 of which are mattes and 6 of which are shimmers. I'm gonna swatch them row by row for you, starting with this row, then going to this row, and then going to this row, because I feel like that'll be the easiest for you to follow. And yeah, I'm sure you don't want to hear me talk about it anymore, so cue the swatch montage. how about those swatches? I feel like this palette swatched pretty well. As I said in the beginning, I don't always think that swatches do a palette justice, so sometimes I'll swatch palettes and they'll swatch horribly and then I'll put them on my eyes and I'm like, wow, this is incredible. And I felt with a couple of the shades in here, I did have to go over them more than once, and I think I showed myself doing that, so hopefully you could see what shades did that. It tended to be a couple of the mattes I felt like I had to do that with. This beautiful olive green shade, the first swatch didn't look great, but I went over it with a second layer and it was like tons of chef's kisses. All of the chefs were kissing this shade after I swatched it twice. I felt like it was so great. I don't expect a matte to be a one swipe and done shade. Honestly, I prefer my mattes to be a little less pigmented so I can build them up a little more. So I'm not writing this off or anything, but I did just want to give full disclosure that a couple of the shades did require me to swatch them twice in order to show their full opacity. So now let's get into the makeup look. So I think to really test this palette, we need to test out some of those deep matte shades. Let's start by going in with the shade Turtle, this beautiful deep evergreen shade. I love shades like this, and this is such a pretty color. So I'm going in with a Lenora angled shader brush. Oh, look at me. I never say what brushes I'm using. Oh, I'm gonna tap it off. And I think I'm gonna actually use this mirror. This is like a really nice high quality mirror. And I'm gonna try placing that shade on my outer corner area. Ooh, okay, that's nice. It looks really true to color on the eye as it does on the pan, which sounds like a given, but sometimes you'll see a shade in a palette and you'll put it on your eye and you're like, how can this be the same color? I don't believe you. But this one looks exactly the way it does in the palette as it does in the eye. Wow, how exciting. Okay, so I'm gonna bring that into the crease a little bit. I don't use this brush a lot. I don't know why I chose this, but I feel like it's pretty good. I don't know. Dipping in with a little more. I didn't tap it. The first time I tapped it off, I haven't been tapping it off since I dipped in again, and I have to say there's been no fallout so far, which is pretty exciting. There's like no fallout in the pan either, which sometimes with mattes there'll be fallout in the pan but then not on your eyes, but this one doesn't really have fallout anywhere, which is very exciting. Okay, fallout's not a deal breaker for me, by the way. I'm not one of those people that sees like a dab of fallout and it's like, no, you're out of here, I don't want to talk to you anymore. It's really not that deep for me. I always do my eye makeup first. As you can see, I don't have any base makeup on, but I'm just noting it for you. It might be an issue for you, no judgment if that's something that bothers you, but it doesn't bother me. Okay, I'm feeling pretty good about that shadow placement there. Now I think I want to dip into a lighter shade of green. I think what I want to do is kind of like ombre it out, and I'm gonna go in with the shade Seagrass next. Is Seagrass or Seaglass? Seagrass. Do they have a shade named Seaglass? They don't. I think that's a missed opportunity personally. Seaglass is beautiful. I feel like they could have named one of the like very sparkly shades Seaglass, but that's just my opinion. It does not matter, but just, you know, keep that in mind for next time. Ace Beautē. I'm just kidding, Ace Beautē, please don't listen to me. Okay, this is a Japanesque brush. It doesn't have a name. I'm sorry. I'm probably gonna forget to say the brush names, but I did tap it out because I wanted to just give it a good chance here. Let's see. Oh, that's nice. That's showing up nicely. Okay. These blend into each other very nicely. I know that also seems like it should be a given with the palette, but sometimes shades in a palette do not always blend nicely together, so I'm very happy to report that these are blending quite nicely. I normally go with more of a winged out shape with my shadows. Like I really like to make them look winged, but I think I want to keep it more round today. I know, who am I? I don't know what I'm doing, but I just felt like, I don't know, that's just what I want to do. Sometimes you just do things and there doesn't have to be a reason for it, okay? So now let's move into the shade Algae. This was like one of the shades that sold me on this palette because it's this beautiful neon looking green. Ugh, I'm so excited. And I'm gonna put that over where I just put the Seagrass shade. Using that same brush here. Let's see how this goes. Ooh, that's pretty. All of the mattes are working really well so far. Don't worry, I'm gonna use like a bunch of shimmers, but I'm just starting out with my mattes. That's how I like to do my shadow. Starting out with mattes and then moving on to my shimmers. This is a really pretty shade. Not quite as neon-y looking, but I feel like it's because I'm like ombreing it out from the other shades. I think if I used it on its own, it might be a little more neon, but I don't mind it at all. And I'm really taking it right up to the brow bone here. Wow. Oh, these mattes are incredible. These are blending so nicely. And here's the deal. I will humble myself for a moment. I am not the best at blending. That's why I tend to use a lot of graphic liner. I was telling somebody the other day that if I have like a poorly blended eyeshadow, I'll just like draw a star over it. And that's how I hide my bad blending. But this is making blending a lot easier for me. And I feel like it's helping me feign the idea that I am really good at blending. I had a feeling that these mattes were gonna be really good because if you guys watch BEAUTE Bean, I mean, if you don't watch BEAUTE Bean, what are you doing? Go watch BEAUTE Bean. And she did like an eyeshadow palette tag video where she was picking like her favorite palettes for different reasons. And for the question that was a palette that has the best mattes, she picked her Ace Beautē palettes. She said like all of them have incredible mattes. She said she liked the shimmers too, but she said this was like her favorite matte formula. And that's another thing that sold me on this palette because BEAUTE Bean has really good taste in eyeshadows and I trust her and I feel like she's, you know, she's really living up to her review right now. Adding a little more of that neon green shade. I take it back. The more I layer it up, the more it kind of is coming off like neon. So pretty, oh my gosh. Wow, okay, so I think that's it for the mattes for now. This is so pretty, oh my gosh, look at me. Okay, we gotta move on to the shimmers now. Okay, so before I go in with the shimmers, I am gonna take some of my NYX glitter primer and I am going to put some on the back of my hand and then I'm gonna put some on my eye because again, I'm gonna mention BEAUTE Bean probably like 40 times in this video. Ever since I watched BEAUTE Bean do that on her channel and I realized how beautiful it made all of her shimmers look, that's like the only way I wear shimmers now is with some glitter primer underneath. So I'm just gonna put that basically all over the lid, anywhere I want my shimmers to stick. And another thing I've been noticing lately is that if I let the glitter primer sit for a little bit, the shimmers go on more easily. That may have seemed obvious to you, but it was not to me. I used to just put on the glitter primer and then go right in with my shimmers, and it was not the cleanest application. But I guess if you think of it, it's kind of like lash glue, you know? Lashes stick better on lash glue that has had some time to become more tacky, so I guess the glitter primer makes sense it would function the same way. Okay, now let's choose what shimmers I'm gonna use. The shimmers look so pretty. I wanna use all of them. But I think we'll try to do one of the deeper shimmers on the outer portion of the eye. Maybe we'll do Marina to Bay to Mykonos. I really wanna use Mykonos, this beautiful like seafoam looking green. Already giving it chef's kisses. I don't even know if it's good yet. I shouldn't be giving my chef's kisses. Let me take them back. Okay, all good. Let's start with the shade Marina. I'm gonna go with my fingers. That's how I always like to apply my shimmers. Like I said, I wanna keep that on the outer portion here. Okay, good. That was a good choice. I was worried it was gonna look a little too stark against the evergreen, but they actually look nice together. Okay. This is a nice shimmer. This is not like, this darker shade is not the most sparkly thing in the world, but honestly, I feel like that's okay. It's still very metallic-y looking. This is a very metallic-y looking deep blue shade, and I feel like it's serving its purpose. It's giving me what I'm looking for. Her name is Marina. She has the diamonds. We love it. Do you guys get it? Remember Marina and the diamonds? I think she just goes by her full name right now, which I think her last name is like Diamandis? Why did I say Diamandis? That sounds wrong. I'm getting off topic here. This is a beautiful shade. Okay, and like I said, I think the next shade I want to go into is the one right next to it. It's called Bay, and I'm gonna try to focus this one just in the center of the lid. I'm trying to use as many shimmers as I can. If I can fit 3, that's what I'm gonna do. Bay. That was a beautiful swipe. That was, wow, that blew me away. Oh my gosh, that's really pretty. Oh, I want to put it everywhere. I want to put this shade all over my face. Oh, and look how nicely they blended into each other. It's like a seamless transition. I feel like, did we lose the Marina shade? No, we didn't. It's there. It's adding depth. She's giving us everything. Marina and Bay, they go well together. They're probably dating. They're in the same palette. Or are they sisters? I don't know. It doesn't matter. They look great together. And yeah, now, is Mykonos gonna ruin this? I don't think so. I don't think Mykonos could ruin this if she tried. Yes, I'm confident. I'm confident in my decision. Okay, so this shade, Mykonos. Mykonos just always makes me think of that episode of The Office where Michael and Holly pretend to be that old Greek couple and Michael keeps going, Mykonos and Mykonos. You guys know what I'm talking about? If you don't, that probably sounded wild, but if you do, then you get it, and thank you for that. Okay, so now going in with Mykonos. Mykonos, okay. Try to bring it into the inner corner a little bit, overlap that other shade so that they look seamless together. Wow, these, whew, I know Beaute Bean says she liked these palettes for the mattes, but the shimmers are something else too. These shimmers are so smooth. They're not the most wet looking shimmers in the world, but honestly, I'm okay with that. I have plenty of other shimmers that are more wet looking, and that's not always the look I'm going for, you know? But these are super, super metallic-y, and they're so smooth and easy to work with, and they don't have any chunkiness to them. I wish we had like feel-o-vision, you know? Like I wish you could feel what these feel like, because they're very smooth to the touch. So I think what I'm gonna do now is repeat all of these steps on the other eye, and then I'll throw a little base makeup on so we can do the lower lash line together. So here's the other eye. All right, was that a smooth and flawless transition? I sure hope so, because we're moving on to lower lash line stuff. We're racing against the sun. The sun is going down. I would like to, oh God, I didn't even think about what I was gonna do on the lower lash line. I mean, I feel like I'm just gonna repeat the same colors, but maybe I won't. No, I will. Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. So I'm gonna dip into the beautiful shade Algae, that neon green, and I think what I'm gonna do is put that from like the middle out. Yes, I have a plan. I'm confident. Okay. Connect those together here. Oh, I think I still had some of Turtle on my brush. That's okay. They look good together. Okay, and then I do want to take a little pencil brush here and dip into the shade Turtle, that deeper, beautiful evergreen shade. Oh, so pretty. I love this shade. And I'm just gonna focus that on the outer portion to really connect it to the upper part of my eye, connecting the bottom to the top. Yes, that is our plan here. Okay, now we're taking a little bit more of my glitter glue because I want to take more of Mykonos on the bottom half of the lid. This color really blew me away. This may be my favorite color I played with today. I mean, I don't know how I could possibly choose favorites, but let's be real, Mykonos is a favorite. So I'm just putting a little bit of glitter glue down here so that it doesn't fall anywhere, even though I experienced literally zero fallout with this palette, so it would probably be fine. Okay, taking a little bit of Mykonos. Oh, it's so pretty. You know what, that's a little further down than I wanted to go, but the shade is so pretty I don't even care. Okay, let's repeat the same steps on the other eye. All right, another smooth and flawless transition. And with that, we have reached our final look. Oh my goodness, I'm wearing massive eyelashes today. I've been really trying to get better at false lashes, and have I? I don't know. Are they lopsided? Maybe. Not if you look at me like from way back here. I think from way back here they look really good. So yeah, let's zoom you out. Yes. Oh, we look great now. Okay, I'm sorry if the lighting looks wonky. The sun is going down, as I mentioned, and cannot help but fixate on, but I think today's look turned out really cute. I had a really fun time playing with this palette. My review thus far, as I said, it's not a full review, it's just a first impressions, but my first review so far is that I really, really like it. And I feel like the mattes blended super beautifully. They were really, really easy to work with, and as I mentioned, I am not the best at blending, so that's really saying a lot. And the shimmers, I feel like Beaute Bean downplayed the shimmers, you know? Not that she said they were bad, but she said she liked this palette for the mattes, but the shimmers in this palette were incredible. Like I mentioned, they were so smooth and easy to work with. They went on super beautifully over my NYX glitter primer, and I feel like they would go on good even without that. But I mean, the glitter primer makes everything look better, so why not just wear the glitter primer, you know? Oh my gosh, the lashes are like touching my eyebrows. Oh, let me close them a little bit so you can see the look. Let me give you one last final look at this look. Look at this look. Give it a look. Give it a look over. Give it a overlook, if you will. I think it turned out so pretty. I think all of these colors blended so well together. This shade Mykonos, I am like ready to douse myself in. I would paint everything I own this shade. I would put this shade on every surface in my home. Would it stick? Maybe I should just put some glitter primer on my walls and see if I can put Mykonos all over my walls. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see. But I just love that shade so much, and I can't wait to create more looks with this palette. Oh my goodness. If you watch this video on Monday, if you're watching this video before midnight on Monday, then I think you should go buy it because it's 45% off. The initial price, I think, of this is $38.99. I got it for $21, which if you are good at math, that is a good number. Even if you're not good at math, you can tell that that's a significantly cheaper price, and I totally think it was worth it. I think this is worth the full price, but I mean, I'm thrilled I got it on sale. I think it's fantastic, and I think you should check it out. I think Ace Beautē is definitely a brand to be on the lookout for, and I think they deserve more hype. So tell everybody you know that this palette is great, and then I think you should pick it up. And I Thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. I post new videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, although we're about to get into December and I'm kind of thinking about maybe making more than 3 videos a week. I don't know. Would you want to see my face more than 3 videos a week? If you don't, that's fine. If you do, let me know. And I will. I'm very eager to please, and I'm very much a people pleaser, so if you tell me you want to see me more than 3 times a week, I will give that to you, so please let me know. Thank you so much for watching. Check out my description box for all of the information about Ace Beautē and where to pick up this beautiful palette, as well as a ton of Black Lives Matter resources. I will have petitions to sign, places to donate, and ways to help protesters, so please click on those links if you have the time. I thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!